US President Donald Trump has held a combative press conference to defend his first month in office. He said reports that his aides had repeated contact with Russian intelligence during the campaigns were erroneous and that he himself had no contact or business dealings in Russia. Trump said the dishonesty of the media was out of control. Let's take a listen.
The three people that they talked about all totally deny it. And I can tell you, speaking for myself, I own nothing in Russia. I have no loans in Russia. I don't have any deals in Russia. President Putin called me up very nicely to congratulate me on the win of the election. He then called me up extremely nicely to congratulate me on the inauguration, which was terrific. But so did many other leaders, almost all other leaders from almost all other countries. So that's the extent. Russia is fake news. This is fake news put out by the media.
President Trump also accused the media and oppositions of standing in his way.
I turn on the TV, open the newspapers, and I see stories of chaos. Chaos. Yet it is the exact opposite. This administration is running like a fine-tuned machine.
Let's speak to Jennifer Glasse, who's in Washington, D.C. for us. Jennifer, it was a hostile press conference. U.S. President Trump lashed out there to the media, didn't he?
Certainly, very much. As you saw right there, it became very combative at times. And whether it's chaos or whether it's a fine-tuned machine, obviously, two different sides of the spectrum. You get an idea of how things are playing out here. Not only did he call outlets fake news and the news about Russia fake news, he called the media dishonest and out of control. Very, very aggressive. He does what he does best. This was him taking Donald Trump to the American public, and you have to see this in the context to which it is. It was an hour and 15-minute long press conference, but most Americans won't sit through the whole press conference. They'll see their president acting tough with what many see as an elite news media here in Washington, D.C. So he got what he wanted out of it. The journalists perhaps a little bit more frustrated, trying to elicit some more concrete answers from the president, but him going back to the subjects he wanted to talk about.
So Trump also addressed the rollout of his travel ban. Let's have a listen then first.
Wait, I know who you are, just wait. Let me tell you about the travel ban. We had a very smooth rollout of the travel ban, but we had a bad court. We got a bad decision. We had a court that's been overturned, again, maybe wrong, but I think it's 80% of the time, a lot. We had a bad decision. We're going to keep going with that decision. We're going to put in a new executive order next week sometime, but we had a bad decision. That's the only thing that was wrong with the travel ban.
Trump seems to be blaming the courts for how the travel ban has unfolded. How do you think will that go down in Washington, D.C.?
Well, you know, I think there's a real disconnect here, and this is what we see. Donald Trump saying it was about, in part, a computer glitch at one airline, and the travel ban went smoothly. But I think that tens of thousands of travelers across the world would beg to differ. The State Department itself says that while that ban was in place, between 60 and 100,000 U.S. visas were either revoked or not honored. We all saw the chaos at the airports, the confusion, the inconvenience it caused. People not being able to get into the United States, people being sent away from the United States even though they had valid U.S. visas. Very many concerns here in Washington. You know, when a government issues a visa, I think other governments expect that it will be honored at the border, and that didn't happen. And now I think everyone will be watching closely to see what this new travel ban will entail. The U.S. court system has said that the travel ban that is currently in place will remain lifted for now until a wider court can look at it. And so Donald Trump has decided that he will issue another executive order in the early part of next week. He said that will protect the United States. In his words, we expect it to be another version of that ban that stopped so many people from coming into the United States.
Thanks for that, Jennifer Glasse, on the latest from Washington, D.C.